6 and Coach Cedio kind of sort of wants to send a bunch of people to the New World because he wants money. He's part of the Virginia Company of London, and he has decided to sponsor Jamestown. He and his fellow investors have received a charter from King James, giving them permission to do so. In December of 1606, he sends 105 strangers across the ocean to Virginia. One passenger, cough cough, Jacob, dies and you blame the Virginia Company. But it's okay because Coach Cedio gets profits in the end. It's totally ethical.
In his defense, it's not really his fault that Jacob died, because it's Jacob's problem if he can't handle the ocean.
Jacob, are you afraid of the ocean? Or what lies in it?
And so, with Jacob dead, the Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery ships continued to sail across the Atlantic Ocean for 5 months. In April 1607, the ships arrived at Chesapeake Bay and formed a council. John Smith, or Larry, and Christopher Newport, Keigle, were members of the council. John Larry Caden Miller Smith was a mercenary, and Christopher Kyle Newport was a captain from the leader of the expedition. The council chose a suitable settlement site, a narrow peninsula in the James River, and it was there that the infamous triangular Jamestown fort conspiracy theories was born. This wooden fort consisted of a church, a storehouse, a factory for industrial activities, houses, and best of all, a burial ground! However, even if their fort appeared to be the third best place on earth, the colony was far from perfect. Many of the colonists were English upperclassmen, meaning that there was a lack of skilled farmers and sufficient laborers. There was also the constant threat of attack by local natives. In September 1608, Captain John Smith, or in this case, Captain Larry, became the colonist leader. He put into place the no work, no food rule, which probably killed all of the lazy people. Good job, John Larry. He also established trade with the Powhatan. In the fall of 1609, John Smith Larry exploded.
In the fall of 1609, John Smith Larry blew up in a boat while sleeping. He just blew up, okay?
In the fall of 1609, John Smith Larry was injured in a gunpowder explosion that happened while he was sleeping in his boat. Some say this was not an actual accident. He blew someone up! After his incident in 1609, he left the colony and returned to England. He never came back to Virginia, but he continued to promote colonization of North America until his death of 1639. With John Smith Larry gone, Jamestown began to suffer. Since Jamestown lived off of the John Smith Larry, living and breathing John Smith like oxygen, Jamestown suffered through a period known as the Starving Time. Winter of 1609 through 1610. Before the winter, there was about 500 colonists.
Mackenzie has died of 3 diseases at the same time.
Sean has died of a horrible disease on January 12, 1610.
William has died of a slightly less horrible disease.
Annabelle has died of food poisoning.
David has died of shame. Cough, cough, that test. Cough, cough. Sorry.
Ian has died of a disease that nobody knew existed until now, today, on a Tuesday.
Daniel has died of typhoid at 9 in the afternoon.
Dargington has died more dramatically of typhoid.
Aubrey has died of dysentery.
James has died of starvation.
Matthew has died in PE because he was attacked directly in the right arm. Matthew has died a painful death caused by a common illness.
Benjamin has died of guilt from eating the dead.
Allison has died of party poison.
Are we forgetting anyone? No? Oh, yeah, that guy. Diego was killed by typhoid, buried, dug up, and eaten by the survivors, Jade, Abel, and Jada. By the end of starving time, there was only 60 left. During the starving time, many English men and women died from starvation and disease. It is estimated that 85% of them died during the winter time of 1609 through 1610. It is believed that some started eating the dead. In the spring of 1610, the colonists were prepared to abandon the colony. You guys ready to abandon this buffet of corpses and broken dreams? Yeah, we should put our damaged past behind us, away from the burial grounds. Yeah, just leave us to rot and don't avenge our deaths. Sounds good to me. To England! Hey guys, we're the new kids.
And we brought boats.
And supplies. And me lord de la war with 2 R's. However, just as they were getting ready to leave, 2 new ships arrived bearing supplies, new settlers, and a governor, the ever-so-violent Lord de la War. While the timing of their arrival makes everything seem brighter, like Christmas, the profit that the Virginia Company was making was at an all-time low. In order to make a profit for Coach Cedio and his gang of investors, aka the Virginia Company, the settlers tried several attempts at small industries, glassmaking and wood production, along several other fails. They failed. No industries were proving to be successful until the introduction of tobacco as a cash crop was made in 1613 by the colonists John Rolfe, or Evan Hood. John Evan Rolfe marries Pocahontas later on to improve relations between the settlers and the Powhatan. By 1619, Jamestown was flourishing. Virginia was a southern colony, which are also known for plantations and agriculture because of their climate. The first documented Africans arrived from the kingdom of Dongo, Alonga, Angola, West Central Africa. They were originally treated as indentured servants, but the customary practice of slavery had appeared mid-century. In 1631, John Larry Smith dies. Before his death, he published several accounts of the Virginia colony, leaving historians with invaluable material. My name is Kelsey, and I played your narrator.
Pink bedroom. Well, this is Sparkle Town, okay? I got my perfume. If you don't smell like perfume, you can't live in Sparkle Town. Yeah, what are you doing?
I can't see anything because In April 1607, the ships arrived at Cheesecake Bay. Cheesecake.
I will cut your tongue off and dip it in tomato sauce.
And eat
And that's nasty. Oh, fascinating.
I'm sure it is. I'm a very fascinating person.
No, it's just your tongue, I swear.
I really regret coming over. The colony was far from perfect.